Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 5th episode of Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai. Now last episode, or I guess I should talk about it first, last reaction, I really dropped the ball in a technical aspect. I had accidentally used subtitles from a completely different anime's episode in that video. Now the subs that I saw were the right ones, it's just that the ones that were in the actual YouTube video were not the right ones at all. So I am sorry if that made things a little bit more difficult to sync up. I honestly cannot believe that happened. I know how the mistake happened. Bokutachi and Boku no Hero Academia both aired on the same day, similar titles for the subtitle files. I know that's got me confused. However, I just can't believe I never noticed it before, like I should notice that pretty early on because I usually like check my two screens and make sure everything's, the way it should be. So I guess freak accidents happen sometimes. But anyway, last episode was definitely a fun one. We got to see a certain someone with a nice makeover, to the point we apparently didn't even recognize her. And the second half, which was the more interesting half to me, was the one with Uruka, and we got to see her doing her amazing English, And that did kind of reveal that her problem isn't that really that she's bad at English. She's not really, aside from the usual, pronunciation thing, where a lot of Japanese people were pronouncing English words using in a Japanese way, Aside from that, her English is, more than fine. The problem is that she just gets nervous. But we did, that nervousness did lead to some very great lines. One of my favorites, probably, that she said in the whole episode was, "I am very, very mecha hayai." That was probably my favorite line on the whole episode. So, just, of course, that whole skit was great, because she was trying to speak English, and then by the end result, it was mostly Japanese. Pretty great. Of course, the dog thing was probably the most memorable. But anyway, I love this show. I can't wait to watch more of it, so that's what I'm gonna do. 3, 2, 1, play. See how we're starting easy? Yeah, totally. I think I like the English discussion better. I actually understood that part. You getting this, Furuhashi? Because I might be able to help Uruka, but can I help you? Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, Oni-chan brought a girl home. That's a problem. That is terrifying. Someone. Yeah. Is that the first time he's brought a girl home? It might be. But yeah, if looks could kill, she'd be dead. Dead. I do want to clarify that I'm not just like picking on Japanese people. Whenever you try to speak another language, without a lot of practice, you'll almost always try to say for one language's words in your kind of language's phonetic system. How you're used to pronouncing things. It takes a lot of dedicated practice to get past that, and most people don't. So I'm not trying to pick on just Japanese people about that. It's a pretty universal thing. And some English sounds are very hard to do for non-English speakers, like the TH sound for words like three. That's a very difficult sound to make for pretty much any non-native English speaker. And back into it. Yeah, I can tell. A lot of subs seem to be at the top for whatever reason, so... Okay, now it goes back down. Being kind of annoying here, anime. So what do we get her? Well, you know, better early than late. Don't worry about it. It's a thought that counts. I wish somebody could be that happy when I give them a present. Of course, first I'd have to actually give someone a present. So what was it? Oh. Okay. Okay, Yuiga. I'm not sure that was the best present idea for several reasons. Okay, you were bold. I'll give you that. It might have been a mistake, though, because I don't think he's quite bold enough to do that. Knowing this show was probably some kind of mistake. I could just picture that. Hopefully we get a pan over to Nariyuki so we can find out. Don't drop the child, you'll break it. What did you think the present was? Okay, yeah, I get it now. It all makes sense. It was the wrong bag. It was actually the sisters. And that does seem much more like a Yuiga present. So, now we know. So, but of course, we gotta keep this misunderstanding going for a while for comedic purposes, so we should have a fun conversation between the two of them, where they're not on the same page, you know? I know what kind of conversation to expect. You'll grow into it. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you could have been nice enough to show us that scene, but I guess it's fine. You know, the scene of putting it on and everything. You better be wearing your good luck outfit that I picked out especially for you. I have a question about my presents. She does it quite a bit bigger with that, I'll be honest. Definitely sticks out a bit more. It's quite bold for a first girl present. I know, right? After school, the library. Oh, cool. Oh, wow, those actually are kind of cute. As are those. Definitely more normal presents than when Yuiga got her. Happy birthday, because now it actually is your birthday. You know, we don't fire off early unlike Yuiga. Okay. That... Yeah, I didn't think that was real. That was a bit much. But that would have been quite a scene if she had said that. And it starts with a B too. Bodu, yeah, it's just Bodu Pen. If only she would let him say it, then it could be cleared up. I don't think it's normal to give your friend that as a present. Especially in high school, probably not normal. But there was a nice one, so. Yeah. We need to have a timeout, a team meeting, make sure we're on the same page. Iron out some differences in understanding the situation. But it was not to like, it was a nice present. What's strange about a pen? You okay, Yuiga? How did you take that? Because, yeah, I think you took it as we're not even friends. Like, that's the only way you could really take that, right? Like, we're not even close enough for that much. Yeah, very sad stuff. It's a little bit sad, but still funny. And there we go. She said the line, although I think she said it pretty quietly. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah. Say it louder so everyone can hear. And he heard it that time. How's he gonna respond? Because he did not intend to give her that. I gave you a pen. What are you talking about? You can't write with a bra. It was her turn. At least now it's been cleared up. Yeah, we got it all ironed out. For lefties, are you left-handed, Urika? Well, say goodbye to stress. Yeah, if only. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm sure the little sister will be really happy, you know, that you filled up her outfit. It's not even the first time he's had that kind of issue with, right? Because I think he accidentally did something with Urika with a bag. Yeah, I just keep it. I mean, or you could give it back to me right here and now if you want to. I mean, I won't stop you. Yeah, she is. It really does look quite nice, doesn't it? Like, she wouldn't fill it out quite that well, but, you know, it's nice. They're not, but you do your best. Wow. Oh, and that was even, oh, she even undershot it with that. That is, it's so sad. It really depends on the person. I think you're more than fine, Furuhashi, don't worry about it. There's no right answer here, don't even try. uh, uh, there's no good answer, just smile and nod. Uh, yeah, what matters is that they're attached to the person you love after all. She took that in a positive way. uh, oh well, we tried. They did look a lot bigger, didn't they? But you can't really say anything. Because it was all an illusion anyway. Don't bother me, I'm working. So now Ryuki's gonna be working again? Oddly enough, his last job involved the bra, so maybe this one will too. Because it would fit the situation, the episode theme. Yeah, helping is more important than studying. Okay, we got our plot for the second half. Grand opening, huh? Momima Sewer hand rub relaxation. Well, this sounds like it could be a fun job. I mean, I could, you know, if I could go to a place to get a good hand rub, I'd probably take it. It said that, yeah. So, I guess he's the mascot instead of being the hand rubber. So it really is gonna be similar to last time. Yeah, I remember that scene. Okay, that's good. We have learned a bit. We can actually take the head off ourselves. What, you'd rather work at a lingerie shop? I don't blame you. How is that even possible? So, not a way for him to run into the girls that he knows. Wonder who'll be up first. Yeah, we'll see about that. And wow. Man. The contrivance. Yeah, I wonder who could possibly help with that. The show might be predictable, but it's still a very fun show, so. I guess it is. Yeah, that's probably true. I wouldn't know, of course, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, well then, this is a good place to start as any. Let's get rubbing. Sorry to keep you waiting, Sensei. Let's get started. you, you don't gotta tell me twice. I was way ahead of you. That's what we're here for. The lower. Yeah, why would you possibly hesitate? It's, it's extra service, Well, we'll do our best. We'll manage something. It's for a noble cause. And we got you. We'll see. Might be too much stimulation for him. We'll have to wait. Okay, I think he's doing well. She seems like a satisfied customer so far. Yeah, I'll show you what my hands can do. It's like, why did I walk in on? No, no, thank you. I love my job. You have to wait your turn. That voice. This has probably been more enjoyable than that, though. Only. Okay. No problem. I'll take all of the customers. Is that the best feeling you got today? I somehow doubt it. And okay, those two are up next. I was hoping Ruka would be next, but this is good too. It's because you're in a manga or an anime. Yuika is more than happy to help you during your first time. Don't worry, he's got this. You can handle your lower back just fine. Yeah, I know where your stiffness would be resulted from. Yes, I know. For some reason, I couldn't tell you. Well, when you carry around those two giant sacks of fat, I don't know what you expect. Maybe we could give some to Furuhashi. Share the wealth. Yeah, but good thing we're skilled enough to fix it. Man. Yeah, it's not just effective, it's super effective. I don't see the problem. No, none of them have the magic touch like Yuiga. Whew. Yeah, so go a bit lower with her. Do you want me to rub something else, Furuhashi? It's so sad. That just, that hurt to watch. Yeah, there's no stiffness here. There's only stiffness here. And oh no, she's here. Okay. Kominami. Asumi, as I call her. So I guess we're going for her feet. Yeah. Well, maybe you just haven't got one from Yuiga. I think you'll change your mind when you experience his hands. Looks kind of painful, honestly, but I'll assume it feels good. And she can hardly keep her voice down. You know, gotta release those moans soon enough. Yeah, so her feet could use a good rub. Yeah, go deeper and you'll eventually get something. You can only hold it back so long. It'll come flowing out soon enough. Just making him want to try harder. We're gonna get through. Oof. Phrasing. There's Uruka, finally. This is a legendary place. Well, what's with the little puffs? What's going on over there? Like somebody's blowing really hard. Oh man, I see his head too. That's Uruka, you want your turn, right? I'm doing my job, leave me alone, don't distract me. Whew, well, this was certainly an eventful job. He still keeps the gloves on. And that's not true. She would just deliberately hold him back, so I had to go harder. It's to be assumed. Yeah, it's always just to be assumed they all show up. Oh. Yeah, keep those hands moving. Okay. Well, you don't get this very often, so might as well make the most of it. Whew. That may be the best part though, when Asumi was trying to keep her voice down, so he just kept having to go harder and harder until he got a reaction out of her. That was pretty great. You know, she could just be honest with herself that she's feeling good, but guess she couldn't be Tsundere that way. After school, Liberty. It's a little bit weird though, seeing Uruka being like the most calm, cool, and collected of all of the customers, considering she's like the most innocent one. No, Kyuu. What do we have here? Gotta give another massage, possibly to his sister. I bet he is. Man. Don't watch. And now it's his turn to get rubbed. His stiffness to be dealt with by his little sister. Oh wow, what was that? Okay, I think next episode might be another one to look forward to. Of course, that's always the case. So that was the 5th episode of Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai Season 2. And yeah, good episode. Definitely good episode. So our first scene here, we had, well, first of all, we had Furuhashi over studying, you know, and his sister just glaring daggers at her, which was actually pretty intimidating, all things considered. You know, clearly not trying to make her feel all that welcome there. You know, which to be expected. And he actually wanted to celebrate Furuhashi's birthday by giving her a quick present. However, he got the day wrong. It was the day early, which is better than being a day late, at least, so it could be worse. So, she still appreciates getting the present, of course, because it's from the boy she likes. Of course, the present turned out to be a bra. Not just any bra, it's a very, very nice bra. Like, the style of it, the design, it's very stylized, you know. It's got... He's even got these, like, flower things on them. Like, that's really what puts it over the top. But, yeah, it's very nice. Not really something you usually give your female friend, you know, in high school. Especially when it's clearly, you know, too big for her. But, you know, I think it took me about, like, 10 seconds-ish for me to really click in my head that this was probably an accident. He probably got a bit of a mix-up. Because, you know, Yuiga sometimes does some silly things without really thinking about the meaning behind it, so it wasn't impossible for him to do that, but after I thought about it a little bit, I realized that it most likely was just a case of, like, the wrong bag or something, because I can't remember the exact scene, but I think he had some kind of wrong bag scene with Uruka. Although, okay, I'm finally starting to remember it a little bit. Actually, that scene, I think it was Uruka's fault, that she gave him the bag with her school swimsuit in it. I think that's what happened in that scene. I don't know else I've seen it, but I think that's what it was. But anyway, the best thing was just having Furuhashi just like, okay, he gave me this as a present. What does this mean? Why would he do that? Is this normal? I don't understand. Is this supposed to help? You know, so because I'm sure she had to have had a nice swirl of emotions going on in her head for that. But yeah, once we saw the sister with the bag and the ballpoint pen, what had happened became very clear. So, but that was all we needed for the setup for next scene's misunderstandings, which is what a lot of the comedy in the show comes from. These sort of misunderstandings where two people talk and yet they're on very different pages. Which I don't have a problem with, you know? Like, I do notice that the show is fairly predictable and stuff, but it really doesn't take away from the show. Like, it's still a lot of fun. And this scene, of course, was no exception to that. She actually wore it. Needed like 4 pads to make it, you know, fit properly. And then she lied and said 3, which was a fun scene in and of itself. Because she said 3 and I was about to say, oh, that's savage, man. You need so many. And then it turned out that she was lying to make it sound not as bad as it actually was. So that was a really well done scene, the one we had that reveal. But, you know. Actually, now I think about it, I'd already said she had 4 pads earlier. I just, you know, missed it. All I saw was currently using pads to fill the cups. I somehow didn't see the word 4 at all in that earlier scene, that 5 minutes into it. My bad, but at least that made the other scene funnier to me, so I wouldn't call that too bad. But, yeah, Yuiga asking is it's comfortable with, like, this beaming smile on his face, like, not an ounce of shame or embarrassment or anything. It's like, so, how do you like it, you know? Do they wrap around those puppies nicely? So, just, that was great. Just because, yeah, Yuiga would never act this way. Even if he somehow got it himself to give her a present like that because he thought it was a good idea, he definitely wouldn't be able to say things like that with such a straight face. Like, definitely not. So she should have known something was up. Then we all studied in the library where she got more presents from them, of course. You know, less intimate presents. And we had a little bit of like a fantasy scene where she imagines herself saying that she got the bra from Yuiga and all that. And as she said it, I was already kind of 50-50 on that was not real because there's no way she could say something like that so easily. But it got me for like a second, you know? And Yuiga kept trying to tell them the present he got her, but, you know, she's like, no, don't say it, because they both start with, you know, B, so it's, but if she just let him say it, the misunderstanding would have been cleared up right then and there, but no, they had to sit out for a bit to talk about it to resolve the situation. And this is a little bit funny and sad because he was like, oh, well, you don't like my present? Well, it's not like I don't like it. It's just that I don't think we're close enough for you to give it to me. You know, and from her perspective, it's like, you know, you gave me a bra, it's a little bit weird to a friend. And from his perspective, it's like, I gave you a pen. We're not even close enough for me to give you a pen on your birthday. How much do you hate me? So that was pretty good. You know, he looks so sad. He looks so heartbroken, like a puppy, like he just kicked a puppy, you know? So I felt pretty bad for him at that point. It's still a little bit funny, but at that point it was mostly sad. But eventually misunderstanding got cleared up, you know, after she whispered in his ear about the bra and everything. So, because then we saw him burst, you know, his blushing burst, steam coming out, and then he clarified the situation to her, which causes her to do the same. And then they come back in having the conversation be resolved. So, you know, it was a really fun scene. I pretty much like this one quite a bit. Yeah, and I think I actually called Furuhashi Budoka in this scene too. But, yeah. But eventually he was able to give her the proper gift, and even allowed her to keep the original gift. You know, because it would be it'd be awkward to get it back. Like, could you imagine the scene where that happens? You know, so I think it's just best that she just keeps it, just say the bra got lost or something. I think that's for the best, honestly. But man, wouldn't it have been incredible if she actually gave it back to him right in that scene? It's like slipped it off real quick and had the 4 pads fall out. And I don't know. I would enjoy that personally. And his mental image of what she looks like with it, which is not accurate at all. And then she brings up how it's not accurate. That's also a little bit sad. But, and she doesn't have to be psychic, you know. It's pretty obvious as you were thinking there. But yeah, all joking aside, you're fine, Furuhashi. Don't worry so much about your chest size. You're more than fine. I know that's what she's most conscious about, but it's fine. It's fine. And then we had our second half, which was obviously very reminiscent to the other episode where he took on a job for his mother's sake, and it has a lot of similarities about that. Even the same person, just running a different business, and same daughter sickness thing. Like, it was just, you know, repeating a lot of stuff from last time, even wearing a costume. Although the costume is a little bit better, at least. And this time we're going to have like a massage parlor here, where he got to massage the customers, and of course the customers were the people that he knew. Now, I didn't know who would be up first, but we had the teacher in there first, and of course, as the camera panned over her, it had to start, you know, from behind, so we could get the best shot possible. And you would get more surprised than I am to find that he'd end up massaging people that he knows. But I didn't think they'd start with the teacher. I probably should have. You know, I think they start with the teacher a lot at the time. But, you know, she needs her lower back rubbed, so it's our job to do it. Gotta leave every customer satisfied, and I think you did a decent job there. And that was, you know, a big part of the enjoyment of the episode did come from all the moaning we got from our customers here. And she was just so impressed with the job he was doing, despite being a first-timer. Because he has experience with his parents and stuff back at home, so, you know, he's certainly not a beginner in every respect. Just never professionally, you know. And of course, Furuhashi and Ogata were there together, so. And you have Furuhashi, whose issue was her lower back, and then we have Ogata, whose issues were the shoulders, for very, very obvious reasons. And even though she says for some reason, like, she just doesn't get it, even though she has, you know, those nuclear weapons hanging off of her, she just can't figure out why her shoulders would be stiff, you know? They're just mind-blowing. Which is kind of interesting, because you do see a lot of anime characters whenever a flag character is like, oh, you're so lucky to have those, I wish I was as big as you. They usually respond by saying things like, oh, it's not that great, you know, because, you know, they give you stiff shoulders and stuff, and, you know, they usually list off a reason why, you know, that's inconvenient. So it's interesting to see a character not be aware of that at all. you know, or at least not want to say it out loud, I guess. So, of course, the scene after Furuhashi sees how much she's enjoying that, and she wants her turn to have the exact same thing. So she tries to pretty much say the exact same stuff as Ogata, you know, because he was initially going to go for the lower back, and then she's like, no, I want the same thing. And then she says things like, ouch, my shoulders, they're stiff all of a sudden, you know, must be because of my huge rack. Just, I don't know, when she was saying that, it was just so, I don't know, I guess cringe would be the best word for it, but just, I don't know, just like, who are you trying to fool? You know, that kind of, those big words popped into my head during the scene. Like, this is not a concern for you, Furuhashi. You pretending like it's a concern just comes across as kind of like chuny-ish, you know? If that makes sense. Just, I don't know, just, part of me just like want to scream stop at Furuhashi. It's like, stop, you're embarrassing yourself. You don't have this concern. Your shoulders are not stiff. Just, no. Just let him do your back. That's basically where all the thoughts in my head at the time. And then it was Asumi's turn, who of course had, you know, her feet were what needed to work on because she has a job that involves a lot of walking around, as, you know, waitresses do. But she wasn't actually too into the idea. Her friend was the one that got her to come. But once Yuiga worked his magic hands, she changed her mind pretty quickly. However, you know, she couldn't let him know that, or let anyone else know that, so she tried her best to keep her voice down, make it seem like she wasn't enjoying this, and he just took that as a challenge, more or less, like, oh, she's not feeling it? Guess it's gotta go harder and deeper until she, you know, lets out those sounds. So, at that point, it became quite an interesting competition for everyone involved, I would say. The scene actually kind of reminded me of, you know, those Ero Dojinshi where a couple are doing it in a place and there's people nearby and they have to keep their voices down, and you know, if you ever read an Ero Dojinshi like that, you'll know what I'm talking about, but it definitely reminded me a lot of that, which is probably intentional. But yeah, she actually took his head off, and then he's just there working on her feet, and Urika walking in to watch the whole thing. Yeah, that, I could only imagine her surprise walking into that kind of thing. But she got her turn as well. So, it's all good. So yeah, that was the episode. Really good stuff. I was thoroughly satisfied by this episode. And as always, I look forward to more. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.